10 RVS on this list are selling for under $15,000. Not because they are worn out, because the market stopped rewarding durability and started rewarding marketing. Dealers don't highlight them, brochures ignore them, but independent mechanics know their names. Because these are the machines that keep showing up in service bays, decade after decade, not with catastrophic failures, but for routine maintenance. That is the difference. Today we are going to name all 10. Why the market buried these machines. The average new travel trailer loses between 30 and 50% of its value in the first 5 years. A $90,000 unit is worth $45,000 to a dealer by year 5. That depreciation curve is the financial cliff that destroys retirement savings and turns a dream purchase into a monthly regret. But buried inside that same data is a gap the industry prefers you never notice. Between year 15 and year 20, the depreciation curve flattens entirely. Rigs that have already survived 2 decades stop losing value because they have already proved themselves. You can buy one for $8,000 to $15,000, use it for 5 years, and sell it for roughly what you paid. That option does not exist with a new unit. These 10 machines hit that floor years ago, and their drivetrains are still going. The 10 cheapest RVS that will run lifelong. Number 10. Dodge Explorer Van. Built on the trusted Dodge van chassis from the early 1970s through the late 1980s, the Explorer earned its reputation mile after mile. Ray Frank, who also created the Travco motorhome, designed it around one principle: take a proven platform, reinforce it with a fiberglass roof that resisted leaks, and keep the system simple enough for any mechanic to service. The Slant 6 and V8 engines were never exotic. They were built for repetition. Parts remain widely available. Many examples are still rolling today with original drivetrains and nothing but routine maintenance behind them. That is not nostalgia. That is a track record. Number 9. GMC Vandura Camper Conversion. The Vandura's squared body lines were never designed to impress. They were designed to carry weight without flinching. Conversion builders took that platform through the 1980s and turned it into rolling homes that middle-class families could afford and maintain. The V8 engines were straightforward. Parts shared with Chevrolet siblings kept costs predictable. Replacement components were available at every auto parts store in the country. Repair bills stayed manageable because repairs could be done by any backyard mechanic with standard tools. Many Vandura conversions still appear at campgrounds today. Rugged construction does not require advertising to survive. Number 8. Shasta Motorhome. Shasta built its motorhomes on Dodge, Ford, and Chevrolet platforms during a period when being overbuilt was standard practice, rather than a premium option. Kitchens, convertible dinettes, and fold-out sleeping for 4 or 5 were packed into compact footprints without unnecessary mechanical complexity. Engines were simple. Cooling systems were generous. Nothing was pushed for peak performance because longevity demanded restraint. Collectors still seek surviving examples because the combination of charm and mechanical accessibility makes them practical daily drivers, not just showpieces. Structural integrity outlasted the upholstery by decades. It usually does when the frame is built honestly. Number 7. Ford Econoline Coachman Conversion. Coachman Industries recognized the strength of the Econoline platform and built a practical house on top of it. V8 power, parts available at nearly every service station across the country, and interiors designed for real travel rather than showroom impressions. Compact kitchens, foldable beds, and dinette spaces that doubled as sleeping quarters gave families everything they needed without anything they did not. The magic of this rig was not luxury, it was resilience. Many examples built in the early 1980s are still running today with only routine maintenance. That kind of endurance is not accidental. It is the direct result of starting with a commercial-grade chassis and refusing to complicate it. Number 6. Chevy G30 Champion Transvan. The squared body shape looked unconventional beside more rounded competitors. That box-like build meant more usable interior space and straightforward storage without slide mechanisms or motorized components that could fail. Champion fused sturdy truck engineering with compact motorhome living on the Chevrolet G30 chassis. The result was a boxy, serviceable rig with a practical layout and simple systems. Fewer things to break meant fewer repair bills. Chevrolet's parts network ensured that when something did wear out, it could be replaced without waiting months for a proprietary component. Enthusiasts still track down surviving units today, not from sentiment, but because a vehicle that can be serviced anywhere with standard parts and standard labor rates is financially rational in a way that modern RVs simply are not. Number 5. Dodge Sportsman Class C. Across highways and the small-town roads through the 1970s and 1980s, the Dodge Sportsman became familiar to travelers who valued strength over flash. It had reliable V8 engines, inexpensive parts, and transmissions that mechanics across the country recognized immediately. Layouts varied by coach builder, but they followed a formula that worked. Dinette areas became beds, overhead cab spaces served as bunks, and compact kitchens delivered independence. Many of these vehicles remain roadworthy decades later with only routine care. The combination of robust engines, solid transmissions, and simple systems made them difficult to kill through ordinary neglect. That resilience is worth more than any warranty document. Number 4. Winnebago Mini Winnie. Rental abuse is the most honest test a vehicle can face. Constant handoffs, cold starts, inconsistent maintenance, and drivers who have no long-term stake in the condition of the machine. The Mini Winnie survived that environment because it was built on dependable cutaway chassis with engines designed for commercial duty. Many rental units crossed 150,000 miles in just a few seasons before entering private ownership. After rental life, those owners found systems they understood, parts available everywhere, and manuals that were clear. Depreciation entered the secondary market already discounted. Prices were under $30,000 for core drivetrains that remain mechanically healthy. That gap between purchase price and remaining utility is where durability becomes financial protection. Number 3. Toyota Dolphin. National Recreational Vehicles built the Dolphin on the Toyota pickup chassis and delivered something the American RV industry struggled to match: fuel economy combined with mechanical endurance. 4-cylinder and later 6-cylinder engines were designed to run hundreds of thousands of miles with regular maintenance. Lightweight construction reduced stress on every component. Parts sourced from the same supply chain as Toyota's mass-produced pickups, which meant owners could keep their Dolphins running without specialist dealers or extended back orders. Many still cruise highways and campgrounds today, not because they were the most luxurious option in their class, but because Toyota's engineering did not build in a failure date. Number 2. Toyota Sunraider. The one-piece fiberglass shell changed the failure equation entirely. No wall panel joints, no roof seam where vibration could open a gap for water to enter, no Luan plywood behind a fiberglass skin, waiting for the first failed seal to begin rotting from the inside. The Sunraider was built on the Toyota pickup chassis with the same 4-cylinder and 6-cylinder engines that earned loyalty on commercial delivery routes across the world. Its lightweight design delivered fuel economy that larger domestic rigs could not approach. Surviving examples are still actively sought by buyers who understand what one-piece fiberglass construction means for long-term ownership. When the shell cannot leak, the repair history stays mechanical rather than structural. That is the difference between a manageable ownership cost and a financial catastrophe. Number 1. Winnebago Brave. Long before touchscreens took over dashboards, this machine was already proving its worth. Thick wall construction, straightforward wiring, and mechanical systems you could understand with a flashlight and patience. The Brave came from an era when overbuilding was normal practice, not a premium option. Proven gas drivetrains tuned for consistency rather than peak output. Cooling systems oversized by design because heat was treated as an enemy to manage, not ignore. Service logs from owner groups regularly show these units crossing 300,000 miles with disciplined maintenance. Not showroom survivors, working survivors that sat through heat, cold, and neglect, then kept going. Original prices that once crossed $100,000 now trade below $20,000. The core systems still function. That gap is not luck. It is honest engineering. Every machine on this list has something the modern production RV industry has quietly engineered out of its products. Mechanical simplicity, parts independence, drivetrains that were designed to run, rather than drivetrains designed to survive a warranty period. The depreciation curve did its work on these rigs 15 or 20 years ago. The quality was built in when workers had time to care, and manufacturers had reputations to protect. What remains is a machine that has already proved itself across hundreds of thousands of miles, and owners who learned the same lesson, that the gap between purchase price and remaining utility is where real financial protection lives. Stop shopping for the newest unit on the lot. Start looking for the machines the market forgot to value. They are out there, they are running, and they cost a fraction of what the dealer is asking for something that will be worth half that in 3 years. If this breakdown helped you see the market differently, subscribe to this channel. We publish more videos per week into the financial traps and engineering decisions that corporations prefer you discover only after you have already signed. Drop a comment below with which of these 10 you would actually trust for a cross-country run. The road is long. Choose a machine that was built for it. Please subscribe to the channel.